us. Rohit, do such remarks undermine mutual respect between two countries? And can this be seen as a pressure tactic by the United States on India?
Of course, I mean, look, President Trump has made it pretty clear that he wants India to stop more buying oil from Russia. I mean, he was gaggling with reporters, and I think he segued into India comment. But look, I think I believe personally, and this is just me reading the tea leaves here. I think with all that's going on in Venezuela with its oil, I think President Trump was kind of hinting. That India could possibly, start buying oil from American companies if they were to go to Venezuela and start producing oil from Venezuela. But at the same time, I think he's made it pretty clear that he's made his displeasure known to the Prime Minister of India, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that something that India has acknowledged that there is a reason why we haven't had a trade deal. So we'll have to wait and watch. But the fact is, yes, President Trump has proven in the past too that he can raise tariffs if he wants to. India is still paying 50% tariffs, which is highest by many standards. So I think we'll have to wait and watch. But again, as he always does, whenever he issues such statements, he always goes on to say that he has a great relationship with the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi is a great friend. So we'll have to wait and watch. Again, off the cuff comments. I mean, maybe we should not read too much into it. We do know that Ambassador Gore is slated to be in India next week. He's probably landing on the 7th of January. So we'll have to wait and watch what message Ambassador Gore brings to India. But again, yeah, very off the cuff comments from President Trump, making the world know that he has expressed his displeasure with India because India has been purchasing oil from Russia. And maybe there is a way India can stop its dependency of buying oil from Russia, and possibly oil from Venezuela could be something that India could look at.
All right, Rohit, do stay with us. Let's once again listen into what Donald Trump has said while warning India on buying Russian oil.
He wanted to make me happy, basically. He wanted to. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy, and it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly. He wanted to make me happy, basically. He wanted to. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy, and it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly. He wanted to make me happy, basically. He wanted to. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy, and it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly.
All right, so that is the warning that has been issued by Donald Trump, the US president, to India. He has expressed that he's not happy with India buying Russian oil, and he has said that the US can raise tariffs on India. He has also said that India must take steps to make him happy, and it is important for India to make him happy, and he's clearly unhappy with India buying Russian oil. And my colleague Rohit Sharma continues to stay with us. Rohit, what is the update on the tariff deal that was being discussed between the two countries? What is the progress on that?
Well, I think we've had continued progress on that. Both sides have engaged for I think months now. I mean, probably be a year in April of this year. We've seen some positive developments. We've seen some positive statements from U.S. Trade Representative when he was even speaking at the Congress that India is giving U.S. a very sweet deal. And now we have to wait and watch the details as and when they emerge. We do know that the Indian side has communicated that we could possibly see a deal by March of 2026, which is in about 8 to 9 weeks from now. So I think they've progressed pretty well. In fact, the Indian side has been in constant touch with the U.S. side on trade, and we've made good progress. I think there was an expected announcement around the framework that should have been made, again by November. We haven't seen that. But hopefully, as was stating earlier, when Ambassador Gore is in New Delhi, I think we could see quick and rapid movement towards the trade deal, and it's essentially the framework, which again, would give us some time to announce a full-blown deal, which could take another more months. But what that would do is, that would obviously reduce tariffs. That is at 50%, and then again, resolution between Ukraine and Russia could also help India. So I think we'll have to wait and watch. But as far as the Indian side is concerned, I think we've engaged with the US on multiple fronts, including trade, and have made positive developments. And as people have said, once Ambassador Gore is in India, we could see more progress towards the trade deal or the trade framework that possibly could be announced by March.
But Rohit, what do these hand-twisting, indirect hand-twisting tactics signify and signal about US approach with these warnings from the US president that India must make him happy, that he's unhappy with India's move, and that US can anytime raise tariffs on India?
Well, I mean, he's obviously talked about India right now, and as I said, very, off the cuff comments. But look, anybody in the world today realizes that if you have to cut the deal with the United States, that means you have to cut a deal with President Trump, which means you have to make him happy. You have to show him what he's getting out of a deal, and he has to be satisfied with the options that are presented to him. We do know that last July there was a trade delegation in Washington D.C. That stayed for a week. That was visiting from India, and there was supposed to be a trade deal announced in July of 2025, but that did not happen because president and people around him did not find it interesting enough, or they didn't think the concessions were enough. So I think he's just saying it out loud that he has to see some kind of improvement on the terms that India had presented before, and the fact that he's also essentially joined the tariffs. Sorry, my bad. The purchase of Russian oil and included a 25% tariff. So I think that has made the matter a little complicated for India, especially because no other country has received that kind of I guess tariffs or additional tariffs. But I think, look, it is President Trump, after all, that we are all dealing with. And he's made it clear to everybody. I think he said similar things to the Canadian Prime Minister when he was visiting. He said the same things to European Union. He said the same things to NATO. And everybody has, in a way or two, obliged to what President Trump wanted to and made him happy. So again, I would not read too much into what he had said. I think this is just President Trump saying it out loud to everybody in the world, saying, look, if you guys can cut a deal with me, and if the deal favors America, I'd be more than happy to do it. But at this point in time, I don't think he has been presented with something he likes at this moment.
All right, Rohit, do stay with us. So that's the big remark and a warning by US President Donald Trump, who has said that he's unhappy with India buying Russian oil. He has also claimed that India must do something to make him happy. He's called Prime Minister Modi a good man, but he has also warned that US can anytime raise the tariffs on India.
He wanted to make me happy, basically. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy. And it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly. He wanted to make me happy, basically. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy. And it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly. He wanted to make me happy, basically. Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy. And it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very